Hi, stamping friends. It's Sherry Parker coming to you live on Tuesday, May 19th. Thanks for joining me a night earlier than usual. I have a concert to go to tomorrow night, so I won't be able to be live. So thank you if you're jumping on early or if you're watching the replay. I appreciate you. Remember, if you comment on or share my Facebook Live video, your name is automatically entered in to win the projects that I make each week. So I'm making 3 cards this week. Last week I was out of town, so I didn't have a Facebook Live, so I'm gonna try to make up for it tonight and show you some fun, cute cards. Before I get started, 2 quick things to mention. There's a great joining special going on right now. If you're interested in being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can get the new in colors, all 5 of these new magnetic pads, which I'll show you tonight. So that's a really awesome opportunity. And then secondly, just kind of a last plug, I am having an in color club this year. It's the first for me. And it's $75 a month and you get all of the in colors each month. It's a 5-month commitment and you'll come and make cards every month. You'll get all the new in color products. So it's a really awesome way to add to your collection. Okay, contact me of course if you're interested in any of that. I'm gonna turn my camera over. Hi Cheryl, and we're gonna get started. All right, tonight we're gonna be using a bunch of different new products. The focus is gonna be the new Berry Botanical Designer Series paper Vellum. It's the May product of the month. So if you spend $75, you can purchase this for just $5. And it really is beautiful paper. So I wanted to show you in action. Sometimes if you see things online or pictures, it doesn't really do it justice. So I thought we would just make a few projects tonight with that. In addition, we'll be using a few other items. We'll be using the Blossom Boutique dies. These are new in our new catalog, as well as the Sweet Words and Labels bundle, which is a stamp set and die cut set. And I have to say, this die cut set is truly one of my very favorites. It's one you're gonna definitely make sure you have in your inventory. So those are the products we're gonna be using. And also, this is the vellum that I was telling you about. So you can see it's printed, but it's also see-through. So it's really, really pretty. So there's 4 different patterns and you get several sheets of each. So it's a really good price for $5, honestly. It's 12 by 12 paper. So that is the vellum. These are the 3 cards we're gonna be making tonight. Hi, Karen. So I'm gonna use 3 of the different sheets. So I did give a sneak peek of this one earlier in the week. Here's another one where we've embossed the vellum, and then another one yet here. So we'll get started. Oh, one other thing to show you is this is on one of the cards. I'm going to be using the Bloom Boutique Designer Series paper. Hopefully you can kind of see the gold accents, but this is a really pretty paper pack that features a lot of the new in colors. And you know, of course it's double-sided. So on one side you get gold accents, on the other side and just patterns. So, all right. So I'm going to put our 3 cards here because we will keep our eyes on those as we're stamping. And we'll get started. Our first card, we're going to make this gatefold card here. And I'll show you, I made a couple different versions. So on this one, I used a different sheet of the Designer Series paper. And I just put my greeting kind of on one of the flaps. And then I did stamp something on the inside. It's a really nice way to give a card. It's almost like getting a gift because it's all wrapped in a bow. So, but we're gonna make this one, it's a little bit different from that. You'll need a piece of, this is the Vellum Designer Series paper and it measures 7.5 by 5 1/4. And what I'm going to do is just simply fold in the 2 edges of my vellum like this, and then lightly fold with my bone folder. You don't want to get too heavy-handed because you don't want your vellum to rip. It is somewhat, not really fragile, but you know, you just want to be careful that you don't make it rip. So for my card base, I've got some of the new, this is an in color Golden Glow, as well as last year's in color Strawberry Slush, one of my favorites. So what I'm going to do is first adhere my vellum to my Strawberry Slush like that, and then we'll adhere the strawberry slush to our golden glow. But before we do that, we're gonna put a piece of the strawberry slush ribbon down as well. And that's going to wrap around like a present. So we'll do that. And then for the inside, I cut a piece of white, and this measures 5 by 3 3/4, and I cut it slightly smaller so that it could just tuck inside the middle here without, causing any real friction to the folds in my vellum. So I'm just going to adhere that on the inside. For this one, I'm not stamping anything. I did on this one here, but again, optional. But isn't that just so pretty? And then when you open it up, you still see that pretty print. So we will tie a nice bow here with our strawberry slush ribbon. And I'm sorry if I sneeze tonight. My allergies have been crazy. I don't know what it's like where you are, but here in Ohio, tis the season. So there is my card base. And then for the greeting, I decided to use one of our ephemera packs. And I'm using the Sincerely Noted Mix and Match ephemera pack. So if you recall, these are greetings, are stickers actually. So nice assortment. This has all different kinds of greetings. I'm going to use this for you, so I'll pop it out like that. And you'll see that it's in a case. Well, it doesn't come that way. It comes in just like a shrink wrap pack. But when I was at On Stage, somebody had this tip, which I wanted to share with you. Some of the old stamp cases, these fit perfectly. And it's a great way to kind of keep everything together. And then what I did is I just cut the name of the pack, and then I stuck it in this front sleeve here. So that way I can keep track of what I've got. So this is a really good way to store these ephemera packs. So I wanted to mention that. I did go ahead and I pre-cut a strawberry slush circle. So I will simply just peel off the sticker back here. It's a great way to make cards quickly. You don't need any stamps or anything. You just simply stick it on there and you're good to go. Punch a hole here. And then I've just got a piece of twine, just a scrap of twine that I have lying around, if I can get it through the hole. You can tell I don't do much sewing because a terrible time threading a needle. I don't know about you. But I will tie this onto the front of my card. Hi, Margaret. Thanks for watching from North Carolina. That's awesome. And we'll tie a nice little knot here, and it'll be easy to open and close because it's just going to be on one side like that. I'll trim off my little edges here, and that card is done. Super easy to make and really, really pretty. Hi, Marion. So there is card number 1. The second card I'm going to make is this one here. And I showed you the stamp set and die cut set that I used, the Sweet Words and Labels. And this is a wonderful bundle. And I'm telling you, these dies, I made this sheet up here just so that I could, it helps me when if I have something, I'm like, is this going to be the right size? But look at all these shapes, and they all nest together. It's really awesome for layering. It goes with the 100 Acre Wood, kind of the Winnie the Pooh online exclusive if you look online. Really awesome, sweet. I just got this bundle here, but it goes wonderfully with anything, honestly. So that's what I used for the greeting here. There are no other stamps, just words. So I personally like, sometimes you just want to send a card and there's just something you want to say heartfelt, and this is a really good way to do that. So I've got some scrap paper here, fresh freesia and just basic white, and I'm going to simply stamp the greeting with the frame. They are separate, but then the nice thing about these photopolymers that you can, put them together. So in one stamp, I can get these done, and it helps with centering, especially if you're making a bunch of different things, because sometimes it's hard to center things. So you'll stamp it, and then you'll find the coordinating die. And with this is the die that matches here. So I will run this through the embossing folder like so. And then through the magic of TV, you've got that ready to go. Similarly, I'll do that with my, this is kind of the layering die. But before I do that, one other little fun tip is to, because this card, you'll see it has two little flowers. Well, I need to cut those out as well. So why not put the flower in there? You'll never see it. You run it through your embossing folder, and then look, you've got your flowers. You're not wasting any cardstock. It's really awesome, and no one will ever see that. So another fun little tip. I will go ahead and adhere my greeting to the layered piece, and then that focal point is really pretty much done. So for the rest of the card, I've got a card base of fresh freesia, just a half a sheet of cardstock. And then I'm going to layer a piece of white on the front. And then I'm also going to put a white piece on the inside. That's optional. It really depends on the darkness of your cardstock and maybe what kind of pen you're going to write with on the inside. But this is a borderline one. I'll just go ahead and put a piece of white in there. I don't know if it's really necessary, but so I've got my card base, my inside done, and then I did cut a sheet of this vellum, the printed vellum, which is fresh freesia. And this piece measures 3 3/4 by 5. And I will adhere it to the front of the card. And the nice thing about this vellum cardstock is you don't even see the adhesive underneath it. Can you see that? I cannot. So I love that because it's so pretty. Oops, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my ribbon down. All right, let's see if I can peel this up. I don't know if this ever happens to you. I'm notorious for doing things like this, but no big deal. Just kind of put it up. And I have this beautiful linen ribbon here that has gold highlights. This is also in the new catalog. And I think it just gives it a nice little shine. And there you go. So we'll trim off those edges. And then this greening here will go right on the front. So use some dimensionals. Probably 3 should do it. You can see my little flowers that I cut out without having to waste a lot of cardstock, which I love that. And we'll adhere that here. And then you can decorate how you want. So I did 2 flowers and 2 leaves. We'll just put a little mini dimensional on everything and put it onto the front of the card. And then you're really pretty well done. But what would a card be without a little bling, some embellishments? I've got some pretty iridescent gems. I'm not sure how old they are, to be honest with you, because I hold on to my embellishments. I don't know about you, but I love to have, I hate to throw them away, so I, of course, am going to use them. Here's some. You can see them. They're real pretty iridescent. I thought those will be a beautiful center of a flower. So there you go. Pretty simple to do. Again, using our vellum. We're featuring that tonight. We've got 2 of our 3 cards made. And last, we will do another card that features the green piece of vellum. And I cut this square of vellum to 3 by 3. Okay, it has little polka dots in there. And then I thought, like, hey, what will happen if I run it through an embossing folder? This is the Lazy Daisy 3D embossing folder. So I just simply placed my square in there, ran it through, and you get a piece that looks like this. So if you can see the daisies there, okay? And then what I like to call a happy accident, because this does happen every now and then, is that I noticed that the centers of my flowers kind of popped out. And I thought, oh, that's really fun because you could put this on another color of cardstock or what have you, and you get a really cool effect. So that's what we're gonna use, how we're using the vellum today. So we're using it plain, we're folding it, and then we're embossing it too. So 3 different ways to use it. My card base here is just a piece of basic white cardstock, and then I'm layering. This is our new Peaceful Pine in color. And I've got a quarter sheet here that's 4 by 5 1/4. So I'll put that on the front. And then that beautiful Bloom Boutique Designer Series paper that I was telling you about. I'm telling you, sometimes it's hard to pick which side because they're both beautiful, but we're keeping with this green theme. So we'll put that right there, and there's the front of our card. Another little touch I thought would be pretty would be this regular vellum cardstock, and this piece is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, just slightly larger than this vellum piece. And this one is 3 by 3, and I'm simply going to angle it to make kind of a diamond shape. I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. And we're ready to do the focal point. So it's a really nice textured, you can see how the flowers and everything really complements one another. I did go ahead and I cut another one of these beautiful shapes from the Sweet Words and Labels bundle. And I'm going to use our new Peaceful Pine ink pad. If you haven't used one of these, they're awesome. All the new ink colors come in this new style. They're magnetic, so they open real easily, and then they also stack. So it's a really great for storage and also just for utilization. It's really nice. So these are felt, so it's a little bit different surface than what you might be used to with our other ink pads, which were foam, but this holds the ink, and it's really a great substrate to use for inking up your stamps. So really the trick I've learned is to kind of do like a twist, twist, tap, tap, tap. I've got a greeting here from that Sweet Words and Labels that says, sometimes when you go looking for happiness, happiness finds you. So I love that. I think it's so sweet. And so then when you're done, of course, it's magnetic, super simple to put away, no trying to pull things apart. So it's really easy to use. I'm gonna pop these up with some dimensionals as well. And then if you look closely, you'll see this designer series paper has little pops of yellow in the centers of the flowers. So I thought I would pull out that yellow and try to give it a little bit of, you know, a little pop. So I've got some of the Golden Glow gemstones embellishments that I'll put there. And then I've also used the Golden Glow and the Peaceful Pine ribbon, and I will have an accent there. So that kind of helps pull some of that yellow through, not making it so monochromatic. Put a little bit of glue there. Now this will take a second to dry. As you know, if you use glue, sometimes it helps if you stick like a stamp on it just to give it a little pressure. So what do you think? Our 3 cards tonight. We made gatefold card, a very simple card but elegant with vellum, and then an embossed vellum. 3 different ways to use vellum, but I just wanted to feature this product of the month because I really think it doesn't do it justice when you see it on the online or in a catalog or anything. So, all right, so I do want to draw for our card from 2 weeks ago. If you remember, we made this fun fold card using the Scenic Coast Designer Series paper. This is probably one of my most favorite cards I've ever made. I just love this paper so much, and this design is so fun. And Susie Brunk is the one who inspired me with this card layout. So I'm gonna draw for the winner of last week's card. So everyone who commented on and shared last week, your name is in here. So remember that for next week because I'll be drawing for the winners of these cards. So the winner of this card is going to be Donna Piercy. So I will mail this to you, Donna. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. I do appreciate each and every one of you. and it's really fun for me to see different projects that you work on. And if you try some of these, send me your card samples. I love to see it. It's so much fun. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate you coming a night early and sharing, and just hope to see you soon. And let me know if you're interested in the In Color Club or joining my team. Would love to see you, have you, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care. Goodbye.